Let's do it.
This is IUICAZ. Hey, this is IUICAZ. Hey, keeping the faith in the King, and the patience will give us the strength.
Give me James 1 and 8. We gonna get into another way. Hey, sister. Hey, let me ask you a question. What's your nationality? Come here, sis. Come talk to your brother real quick. A lot of our people will say stuff like that. Hey, no, you good? You good? Yeah, right here, sis. All praises. Hey, my name is Soldier Gamaliel. What's your name, sis? Is that your daughter?
No, my granddaughter.
The granddaughter? All praises. Hey, come on, little girl. Come on, sis. You need to hear this too, because we're about to give y'all some information that y'all might not be privy to. Y'all might not never been told this information, but this is today. You're gonna get the greatest information that you'll ever receive ever in your life.
That's right.
And it's up to you to take that information and not only give it back to your people, but apply it.
That's right.
All right? So according to the Bible, I don't know if you ever knew this, but the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we are the Israelites. And everything that has been taken from us, was taken from us because of one simple thing. We didn't keep the laws of our God. We made a contract with the Most High God, and we broke it.
Right.
So now we live in the slums and the ghettos below everybody else on the face of the earth.
That's right.
So check this out. Give me this. Give me Genesis 49. Let's start there. Because if you look at the sign, sis, do you see your nation on the sign? You don't see you don't see Mexican, Aztec, or anything like that? It's on there. It's on there, sis. I know it's on there because I see the sign every day.
Yeah.
No, you cool. So according to the Bible, the so-called Mexican, which Mexico actually means center of the moon. Do you come from the center of the moon? You come from the center of the moon? No, you don't come from the word Mexico means center of the moon. Basically what happened, Hernan Cortez and the conquistadors, when they came over here and they saw your beautiful land, they were like, this thing is so beautiful, it must have come from the center of the moon. So that's what they named that land for. Basically, they took the original inhabitants, what y'all was calling the place was called Archerith. And he decided to change the name of what you guys named the place to what he wanted to name it. So give me that Genesis 49, start at 1. Read.
The book of Genesis, chapter 49 and verse 1. And Jacob called unto his sons.
So Jacob is the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. He called to his sons, read.
And said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days.
So Jacob says to the 12 tribes, I'm going to tell you exactly where you're going to be at, exactly what state you're going to be in the last days. Do you believe that these are the last days? Yes, they are. We all know that these are the last days. That's the reason why wickedness is rampant in this land. Everything is confusion. All things are being turned upside down in this place right now. We know that these are the last days. Christ, the Black Messiah, is about to return and get his people. But we need to make sure that you're ready. Give me that,
So verse 14. Issachar is a strong ass, crouching down between two burdens.
Now, sis, would I be wrong in assuming that for the so-called Mexicans, their animal sign would be like a Buddha, right? Yeah, exactly. And it says that Issachar is a strong ass crouching down between two burdens. Those two burdens that we know are long hours and low wages. I can go to Walmart right now. I can go to a Lowe's or a Home Depot parking lot right now. I see our brothers from your tribe sitting there waiting to work. And they'll work for the lowest amount of dollars. Who's the ones picking the grapes right now? Who's the ones picking all the fruit, all the oranges, doing work that nobody wants to do? Because the Bible says that in the last days, Issachar, the so-called Mexicans, are going to be a strong ass crouching down between two burdens. Read.
And he saw that rest was good.
That rest is talking about a siesta. That's the reason why you guys have those things. It's the siesta, right? Read.
And the land that it was pleasant.
That land that it was pleasant is talking about Mexico. Mexico is beautiful. That land is so beautiful that your enemy, the so-called white man, decided that that's a vacation resort for them. They got things set up like Cancun, things like that. But y'all don't live there. That's where they live. But then they push y'all into the slums and the ghettos of your own land.
Bring it out, Doc.
Read.
And bowed his shoulder to bear.
And let's not even forget part of that. And he saw that the land was pleasant, right? Well, let's consider, because if we get real with it, Arizona, Nevada, California, New Mexico, Texas, all of that land is Mexico.
Right.
So they saw that your land was so good, they was like, nah, we gonna cut your land. We gonna take this part and another part that we pushing y'all into. So basically telling you that you're not good enough to have your own land.
And bow his shoulder to bear.
And it says you bow your shoulder to bear. You guys bear you guys bow down to basically the work. Read.
And became a servant unto tribute.
And it says now you guys have become servants to tribute. Things like look at the practices. The heaviest Catholics in the world are the so-called Mexicans. And y'all bear tribute to all the so-called saints like Mary, Guadalupe, Pedro, any of the saints. Y'all worship them like they're gods. You guys have bowed your shoulders to bear and became servants unto tribute. Now you guys are tributaries. Not only that, not only to the Catholic Church, but you're tributaries to your slave masters who took your land.
Right.
The people who took your land, you pay them taxes now.
Bring it out, Doc.
Give me that Lamentations 5.
Bring it out.
No, as a matter of fact, give me a second Esdras. You was in the spirit when you went there. I knew you was going there. Give me a second Esdras. Because we want to talk about, because how do they say the so-called Mexicans got to this land? How did they say y'all got over here, to this side of the world? Well, they say two lies. First lie is they say that a man called Christopher Columbus actually discovered this land, right? Yeah, where's that? It's on the back of there. Is the map on the back of there? The back of Caesar Bow? Or is it on the back of... Yeah, but first lie, yeah, it's on there. First lie they say is that Christopher Columbus discovered this land. That doesn't make sense factually because there were people here when he got here. And Christopher Columbus ain't even the one who came over here. The one who came over here was Hernan Cortez. He came with the conquistadors. Christopher Columbus ended up elsewhere. So, second off, they say that you guys came through something called the Bering Strait. The Bering Strait theory is they're saying that you guys crossed over an ice bridge linked from Asia, from Russia to Canada, and basically walked hundreds and hundreds of miles with women, men, and children over frozen tundra with no food. But let's find out what the Most High God has to say. How do you guys get here? I'm one more likely to believe what God says rather than what man says. Read.
The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 13, verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which was carried away prisoners out of their own land.
So it says those are the 10 tribes. So now you got Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Now there also was a tribe called Dan. Dan has been cut off. We're not going to talk about them right now. However, all the way from Ephraim on down to Dan, that would be the 10 tribes. And what happened was they were carried away during the time of Assyria by Salmanasseh. Oh yeah, read.
Which was carried, those are the 10 tribes which was carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Osi, the king, whom Salmanasseh, the king of Assyria, led away captive.
So check this out, sis. So basically what happened was, during the time that Hosea was the king of the northern kingdom of Israel, you guys were into idolatry. And because you committed idolatry, you went into slavery under the Assyrians. Now, starting from there, we're in about this region of the world. About this region of the world. This is Israel. So you guys were carried away by the Assyrians. Now you're in Assyria. Read.
And he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land.
So you guys left Israel and you were carried into Assyria. Read.
But they took this counsel among themselves.
So during the time, now this has just jumped hundreds of years. Now this is the time during Xerxes. Xerxes was the king. Did you see the movie 300? Okay, so there's the movie, but basically the East Indians, the East Indians were ruling the world at this time.
That they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt.
So you guys decided, hey, we have problems when we're around the other nations. So what we need to do, we need to get away from them and go into a different country where no people are. Read.
That they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
And in a second, we about to pull out some of those statutes that you guys kept while you were not in your own land. Well, I mean, while you were in your home, there was laws that you guys were supposed to be keeping that you weren't keeping, that you started to really keep on this side of the world that identifies who you are exactly. Read.
And they enter into the Euphrates.
So you guys came through the Euphrates River. Read.
By the narrow passage of the river.
Read.
For the Most High showed signs.
And one of the things that it says in 2 Chronicles about the tribe of Issachar is that you guys were excellent navigators of the stars. That's what the Most High God did. He gave you guys the stars in order to use to make a path all the way to the land that you needed to get to. Read.
Showed signs for them and held still the flood.
Read.
Till they were passed over.
Read.
For through that country there was a great way to go.
It was a long journey for you guys to get to where you guys were going. Read.
Namely of a year and a half, and the same region is called Arzareth.
Read. So the name of that region was called Arzareth, sis. Now we're going to read what the scholars know about this land. Read.
Load up a little bit. This is the Jewish encyclopedia. The name of the Osiris, the name of the land beyond the great river, far away from the inhabitants of man.
So sis, so it says the name of the Arzareth is the name of a land that was not inhabited by any other men. Everyone knows that all life started in the eastern hemisphere of the world. Everything started in this region, namely Israel. That's where all life began. Then it spread out. Now, you guys decided to leave that region of the world and come somewhere else. Read.
In which the 10 tribes of Israel will dwell, observing the laws of Moses.
You guys want to be observing the laws of Moses in the land where you went to. Read.
Until the time of the restoration, according to 2nd Ezra 1345.
That's what we just read.
Columbus identified America with this land.
Read it again.
Columbus identified America with this land.
Columbus identified America with the name Arzareth. He knew that. That's the reason why the explorers. That's the reason why the people that was ruling in Spain gave him funding to come over here. He wasn't just going on some freelance trip. He wasn't just doing something on a whim. He read the prophets, he read our books, he read our history, and he knew that we were over here. Not only that, he knew that in order to rule the world, you had to have God's people build your kingdom. Every kingdom in the Bible that began to rule over all the world had the Israelites as their servants. You had to overcome God's people in order to have them build your kingdom. So check this out, sis. We're gonna go into read that for me. Read the orange part, right? Yeah. All right, sis. Well, let me show you one more thing, okay? Let me show you one more thing. And you got the flyer too, right? Hey, give her the flyer. Give her the flyer. So check this out, sis. Read.
This is the book Origins of the American Indians.
So everything that we teach is going to be backed up by the scriptures, and then also we'll go into scholarly books to prove everything that we say out here. Read.
Page 86. Simon Simon accepted part of the Ezra's story and argued that the Indians probably originated in Israel, but only from the...
Did you hear that part? It said he thought that they originated in Israel. Read.
But only from the tribe of Issachar. He based his belief on the prophecy of Israel. No. He based this Issachar.
Oh yeah.
Father Jacob.
Yeah.
Issachar is a strong ass crouching down between the sheepfolds. He saw that resting place was good, and that the land was pleasant. So he bowed his shoulder to bear, and became a servant at forced labor.
So check this out, sis. Just like it showed, just right there. That is just confirming exactly what the Bible says. The scholars knew this. The people that came over here knew who they was overcoming, knew who they was conquering, and that's the reason why it became so important. It wasn't like I said. It wasn't just some whim. They didn't just do this just bumping into some land. Hernan Cortez, when he got over here with the conquistadors, he burnt his ships and said, "We're not leaving until we conquer this people," because he knew who he was conquering. Read.
Page 88. Okay. He remained convinced that the most reasonable theory seemed to be that they are descended from the 10 tribes, especially the tribe of Issachar. This descendant was indicated by many of the customs, rites, and ceremonies.
Y'all were keeping the customs, the rights, and y'all was keeping the God's law. Read.
Common to the ancient Hebrews and modern Indians.
Read.
The example which
Where you at? The example of Vasquez.
The example which Vasquez introduced was typical, similar in physique and temperament, circumcision, burial customs, language, etc.
So he said y'all was speaking Hebrew when he got over here. He said that the language that y'all was speaking was Hebrew. That's the reason why y'all, when they got over here, y'all wasn't saying, y'all wasn't speaking Spanish to them.
Right.
You know what I mean? That was not in y'all. Y'all was not doing those things. You were speaking your native tongue, which was Hebrew. Which is why you got the what's that thing in Ohio?
Lunas.
That one stone.
Lunas.
Yeah, the Lost Lunas stone. That's in New Mexico. They got the Lost Lunas stone in New Mexico, which has Hebrew writing on it, sis. They got the 10 Commandments. So yes, sis, check that flyer out. Check out our information. We got classes 3 times a day, 7 days a week. Yeah, it's on the flyer. Read that as she goes.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel, Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.